Hi, reading friends. Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is part two of our lesson that we started on Friday. On Friday, we started talking about prefixes and how prefixes are small little chunks that are added to a root word or a base word to make a new word or to give it new meaning. Today, we're going to be using those same chunks, but we're going to be calling those suffixes. And the suffixes are going to be at the end. So pre means before, prefix, and suffix means end or at the end. Today, just to get our mind thinking a little bit about suffixes, we're going to watch a short video about what suffixes are, just to get our mind thinking.
Welcome to Kids Academy.
Hello, I am Chris the Word Whiz. We will look at the end of words today. Are you ready to look carefully? Let's go! Suffixes are letters at the end of a word. These change the meaning. We will look at 4 suffixes: full, less, ly, and a bull. Here's one: truthful. When we add full to a word, it means full of, just like it sounds. So, truthful would be full of truth. If you are a truthful person, you are full of the truth, or you tell the truth often. How about painful? What do you think that would mean? Yes, full of pain. Ouch! Another suffix is less. This means without. So if we had use and added less, it would mean without a use. A hammer is useless for this project. It is without use for this. Let's look at fearless. Less means without. So this would mean without fear. She was fearless when she swam in the ocean. So she wasn't afraid. We looked at full and less. Our third suffix is ly. This one is a little trickier, but I know you can handle it. Ly answers the question, how? Sometimes it answers the question, how often? You can try this one. She acts friendly to everyone. What question does it answer? How does she act? You got it! She is friendly. Let's look at another word with ly. The class has a weekly music lesson. This answers the question, how often? A weekly lesson would happen once a week. We have one more suffix for today. A bull. It means you can do something. It looks like the word able, but as a suffix, we say a bull. Like in the word washable. A washable sweater would be a sweater that can be washed. What about lovable? The dog is lovable. What would it mean? Yes, you can love the dog. Nice work. You know 4 suffixes. I bet you will see many of these words now when you are reading. Bye for now.
Subscribe to our channel.
Awesome. So I love that example of suffixes. Let's jump into our learning target to see what we're going to accomplish today for our learning. Today it says, I can use a suffix. So I can make a new word. I will know I have it when I can create words using a suffix. So today, what are we learning? We're learning to use a suffix. And what are we going to do with our learning? We're going to create words using a suffix. And over to the side on the black wall, it says a suffix goes at the end. Today, we are going to talk about where we can find suffixes. Now that you know what some of the suffixes are, you're going to be able to I spy them in your reading. Sometimes when we read a suffix at the end of a word, we can also chunk it. So if we know that ly means Lee, when we get to friendly, we know that the ly is going to say Lee. Here are some normal or suffixes that we see often. So the first one is full, and I have listed some words. First, full just means that it's full of. So the first word is joyful. So if I say someone is joyful, that means that they are full of joy. You're right. How about careful? If I say you are being very careful with your mask, that would mean you are full of care. Good job. How about wishful? If you have wishful thinking, that means you are full of wishes. Good job. Let's look at a couple more. The next one that we saw in our video today was less. When I talk about less, it means without. So I can use the word without with the base word. Let's practice that. It says the first one is fearless. So if I am fearless, I would put without first, and then I would use the base word fear. So I would say that I am without fear. Let's look at the next one. Useless. Without use. And he showed us that by using the hammer to paint. That's not right. That is a useless tool. Without use now. You can't use that now. How about careless? If you are careless, that means that you are without a care. We definitely do not want to be without a care. We want to be careful, full of care. But careless means that you do not care about things. You are without care. Let's look at ly. Ly at the end says Lee, and that was the one that he said was tricky. Sometimes with Lee, we might say the question, how? How do they act? Or how often? So the word that he used was friendly. She was very friendly. So Lee means, how did she act? She acted like a friend. How about weekly? How often do you do it? You do it weekly. That one's a little bit tougher than some of the other ones. So we will continue to practice the ly. Our next one is a bull. And he did tell us on our little video that a bull looks like Abel. And it sure does. It looks like Abel, and it means able. It means can be. Can be. For instance, washable. It means it can be washed. Or lovable. It means it can be loved. So able or able, washable, means can be. can be. Wow, that is a lot of stuff that I just stuck in your brain. Hopefully you had a file pulled out and you were ready to stick all that stuff in your brain because that was a lot. Now let's see if we can solve some suffixes in a sentence. The first sentence says, she was friendly to the other students. Notice how I split friend and Lee apart. I have friend first because I can read that word, and I have Lee, which is the suffix, friendly. That just shows us how we can chunk those parts to help us sound out words. Next, let's look at fearless. He was fearless with the snake. Now remember, less means without. So if it's less, it's without fear. So that would make sense if he was fearless, if he was without fear with the snake, that meant he's not afraid of it. However, if he brings that to Mrs. Deck, I'm going to run and scream like a little girl. So I have lots of fear. With guided practice today, I want us just to take a look at adding on suffixes. When we add on suffixes, it's not very difficult. We just take the base word, add the suffix, turns it into a new word. Let's try it. So where the question mark is, I'm going to click. I'm going to backspace to remove that question mark. And then I'm going to backspace one more time. It's going to take me to the very end. So now I can type playful and I can make it a new word. Do you hear my dog? She's barking. Now I have color and full. So what is color and full? What would that new word be? You're right. It would be colorful. So I'm going to type color and then just add full on the end. Colorful. It's full of color. How about beauty and full? What do you think about that one? It's beautiful. You're right. So I'm going to type beautiful. Uh-oh. Look at that Y. This one's a crazy one because when I add full to beauty, I have to drop that Y. I have to change it to an I and add F-U-L, beautiful. That's how you spell beautiful, full of beauty. And we will talk about that as the year goes on. You don't have to know how to drop those Y's and change them yet because we will learn that. All right, now at the bottom it says type here. It says write a sentence using one of your words. So I want to do playful, and I'm going to type my dog was being very playful today. Notice how I put a capital at the beginning, a period at the end, and I used one of those words. Now, we're going to jump down to the next one, and you are going to be able to help me with this one. So now we're doing a bowl or able, and the first one is comfort. Ooh, that's going to make a big word. What is comfort plus a bull? Comfortable. You're right. It is comfortable. Comfortable. That's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it? Sometimes I say it's comfy, but it is comfortable. 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 Wow, that's tough to say, isn't it? How about breakable? Let's click on that, take that away, and we've got breakable. That means you can break it. The glass is breakable. So be very careful. You don't want mom to yell at you or grandma or your aunt. Oh my goodness. Look at my screen, being crazy. All right, so now we have stop. Stoppable. It is stoppable. Stoppable. Look at that. It is stoppable. All right, now we're ready to use one of our words. And I think I am going to use comfortable today. My chair is very comfortable. There we go. So I have my sentence and I used my word. Today, for your reading independent practice, let's jump down there just really quick. We are on 10 minutes of independent reading. So, what that means is you are getting a book from your book bag or a couple of books from your bookshelf or one of the books that Miss Carden, Miss Price, Miss Blake passed out to you at open house. And you're going to sit in a comfortable spot, set your timer for 10 minutes, and you are going to read. Now, you may be saying, Mrs. Steck, I have read my books over and over and over. Good. Remember, Mrs. Steck said when you read them more than once, you become a better reader. And now's when the fun starts, because then you can start adding some voices into your stories and pretend to be the characters. So just because you know how to read it doesn't mean that your reading can be finished. You can add in some of those special features that we talked about early on last week. So make sure you set your timer. As part of your reading time, usually you have an independent passage to read for me, but today you do not, because today you are going to be doing an add a suffix chart just like we just did today in our lesson. So when you see it, instead of it being a Google form, it is going to be a Google slide, and you are going to type in the words just like we just did together and type a sentence just like we did. And then up here at the top, after you finish it, you're going to hit share and you're going to share it with me. Now, it may say share all. If you want to share all, go ahead and hit that. Otherwise, you can find my name, click my name, and hit share, and it will come to me. So just because you're doing this chart today does not mean that you're not doing some reading. I still want you reading from your books today. Okay, that's why we're on 10 minutes of reading time. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to think about your reflection. Am I understanding prefixes and suffixes? Do I know how to add those to my words? Can I find them in my reading? If you do, you are a 4. Maybe you're a 3. You're doing better. You're starting to figure it out. You're able to add. But when it comes to the meanings, you might need a little help. Like, what does a bull mean? Or what does Lee mean? Or what does Ness mean? And that's okay, because we're just now starting. So it's okay to just need to know a few of those things. That would be a 3. If you're a 2, that means you're a little confused. You're still asking for help, maybe from a caregiver or someone that is close to you. That would be a 2. And number 1 is, I am completely confused. I am not able to do my work because I don't know what to do. If you are a number 1, please reach out to me before you do your Google slide so that I can help you with that. Even if we need to stay after one of our video lessons and work on that. So make sure you say, hey, I need to stay after, and we can do that together. Okay? You guys have a good day. Enjoy your time in reading, and I will see you soon.